have to.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the June 6th Wilton Town Board meeting. Start with a public hearing on the demolition of 7 Sorrow Lane. Has anybody signed up to speak? You want to speak, Mark?
Ed Kukowski. Oh, Ed, did you want to speak on this? On 7 Sorrow? On the public comment then, okay. No. Not yet.
You want to speak, Mark?
I don't have anything more than to say than what I said last time. I did put updated pictures up there from today before the meeting. There's a little bit of progress. There's a path next to the van. Anything extraordinary.
Very diligently trying to get that done when I feel well and do it. Unless the good day, like, hey, we're going to let it do well, or continue some time. So, right, that's it.
How are you disposing of it? How are you disposing of it? Just taking it to the dump? Do you have a roll-off? Just
Taking it to,
I don't think there's a roll-off, though, no?
I haven't seen any.
no, there's no posters in there. Yeah. So,
what's the plan for moving some of the heavier objects if you're doing it by yourself?
eventually I'll have some people that will come.
Can they help you sooner, so it gets done sooner?
Hopefully.
What about the car? The blue van, that's full of garbage?
I don't know, I've been a little bit of a week, but I
I'm not really sure it's salvageable, yeah.
Anybody else got anything to say?
And this is why we extended it for 30 days last month, and based on what I see here in these pictures and what I saw in the other ones, there's been little to no progress. I mean, I think we're just gonna keep extending it, and it's just gonna be a never, I don't see it ever getting cleared up, so.
Mark, if we give another 30 days, are we allowed to, if we do like a photo comparison, can we require that 50% of it be removed in the next 30 days? Can we put like
My understanding
an
is
actual...
the word says that we're going to demand the removal of it. She gets 60 days to get everything cleaned up. Or she has 30 days to make a substantial thing, and I don't have a problem coming back to the board and saying, hey, look how much I got done, but I haven't seen anything substantial. You still can't even get near the house. It almost looks like stuff was just redistributed,
No, it's not true.
but I can't tell, because there's still that much garbage.
I have so much stuff away.
How's she holding it out?
You'll make a motion, please.
And the letter of that said that the house is safe.
Do we wanna,
We got it. We'll take that in the regular meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Because it's piers that are
Yeah, well,
deep into the ground.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that as much as
we can
the concern
discuss.
of the property is your neighbors. That if this goes up in fire, well, they may be concerned about their own personal property too.
There's,
But we can, I'm sorry, we'll discuss it in our regular meeting. We'll just close the public hearing for now.
oh, okay.
So I'll make a motion to close the public
Oh,
hearing.
sorry.
I'll second.
And then we can,
Any opposed? Let's start the regular meeting with a pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America This is the 80th anniversary of D-Day. All our veterans who died and fought for our freedom. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Supervisor Lamb?
Here.
Deputy Supervisor McCaffrey?
Here.
Councilman Bilodeau?
Here.
Councilwoman Callaghan?
Here.
Councilman O'Connor?
Here.
All right, our controller, Mrs. Moran, is dealing with some personal problems, so I want to let her do the controller report now so she can get out of here.
Thank you. So the first category we have is our budget amendments for 2024. Items 1 through 4 are leveraging the increase in interest and earnings that we continue to earn over the course of the year to fund additional items that we would like to pursue. The first of which is the conversion of our part-time maintenance person to a full-time staff member. He is doing a phenomenal job and is a welcome addition to our team. The second item is a purchase of COVID-19 test kits, which we have a limited supply of now, but since COVID is still with us, it's been said that we should purchase additional ones. We will be looking to the county for additional support on this in the future as well, but this is just kind of to cover us until we get additional supply.
Let me, Maria,
Yes.
the state isn't buying them anymore. I feel obligated. The residents should still have them. I know of 3 cases last week, so that's why we're gonna buy them on our own.
Absolutely.
Are people still
sorry.
coming here to get them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
The third item is that we would like to purchase additional dunks. When we approved the budget last November, we had an amount budgeted, which we've already expended. There is a heavy demand for these dunks, so we're going to, in essence, double what we budgeted by putting an additional $1,000 into that line. The next one is the initial cost, and the only cost, I should say, for the town for the LED light conversion that we discussed last month. So the town pays $35.70, and we'll be receiving an energy rebate of $52.25, which is an estimate, but that's an educated estimate on behalf of National Grid. So we're actually going to be receiving a net rebate that is more than what we're spending. And that's just for the implementation.
And all of our-
And going forward, we'll reap the benefit of having LED, which is less expensive than running regular lighting. Sure.
Then all our town lights will be LED, which are brighter.
Yes. Items 5 and 6 are related in that we are transferring funds from the general fund by appropriating available fund balance to the capital projects fund to pay for an invoice that we've received for the town hall expansion for design phase services of $35,700. So item 5 is the transfer out of the general fund. Item 6 is the transfer to the capital projects fund for that expenditure. Items 7 and 8 are likewise related in that we are transferring money from the general fund to fund the expansion of the gas meter upgrade that's needed for the town hall expansion as well. And so item 7 is money coming out of the general fund. Item 8 is money coming into the capital projects fund for the same reason. Items 9 and 10 are related in that we are leveraging money from the traffic mitigation fund to cover the cost of the Route 50 design and consulting for the roundabout study aspect of it. So we're using traffic mitigation money to transfer to the capital projects fund on item 10 for professional fees for design. Then on the next page, items 11 and 12 are also related in that I'm using general fund appropriated fund balance to cover the 80% that we will eventually get back from the federal government through the state for the Route 50 expansion, the Route 50 design and phase services. So item 11 is leveraging money from the general fund to transfer to item 12, which is the capital projects fund for Route 50.
You might want to make a motion
I'll make a motion.
1 through 12 budget amendments. We have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. Item 2 is asset disposal. Our highway superintendent, Michael Monroe, would like to dispose of a ride-on lawnmower and some tires on Auctions International.
Make a motion to allow it.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. Item 3, personnel. Our part-time dog control officer, Brian Crow, has submitted his letter of resignation that was effective June 3rd, and the board is requested to accept Brian's resignation.
Have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. Item B is Chris Clark, who was at DCO for the town, is available to be rehired to replace Brian Crow in the position that he's vacating. And if he is approved, then Christian Clark is available to begin on Tuesday, June 18th. And he will be hired at the rate that's in effect now for that position, which is $34.37.
Make a motion to accept.
A second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
Thank you. We spoke about this earlier. Andrew Bucci is the current part-time maintenance person that we have right now. Scott Harrington, who's his supervisor, would like to hire Andrew as full-time maintenance worker, and if he is approved, his hourly rate will increase from his current rate of $22 per hour to $22.31 per hour, $22.31 per hour. And the full-time start date would be also Tuesday, June 18th.
I see him here all the time. He's a great worker.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Those items A, B, C.
Thank you. Item D, Sue Baldwin, who is our town clerk, is requesting to hire Jean Tranchina to fill the vacant part-time clerk position at an hourly rate of $19. And if approved, Ms. Tranchina's start date would be June 18th, pending the completion of paperwork.
Make a motion?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. Tina Weber and Melissa Miller would request to attend the New York State Assessors Association Cornell Seminar on Professional Development, which runs from July 14th to the July 19th in Ithaca, and because the trip requires overnight travel, board approval is requested.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. And lastly, Bill Mansky, who's our part-time recreation maintenance worker at the park, has submitted his letter of resignation, which is effective June 28th, and the board is requested to accept his resignation.
Make a motion to accept it. I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Please send me a text.
By the way, as you're exiting the building, congratulations, Maria was named as among a handful of women in Saratoga County as a woman of influence with her role here with the town and the county and the community. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck.
Thank you.
Anybody signed up to speak?
Yes, we have Ed Kakowski.
I'm going to speak about Quaker Springs. I know it's not.
Come on up here so we can all hear you.
I'm going to yell about this anyway. Thank you. It's not on the agenda. I'm just here to speak about Quaker Springs again, which is a solar farm that is being proposed to be built next to Norwood neighborhood. It was submitted last year and rejected by the town board. And yet, Quaker Springs is asking the zoning committee to consider a variance to allow construction. We've been at the zoning committee meetings. The town board passed also in addition to that. So that we're going ahead with a variance after it's already been disapproved last year by the town board. That's a concern to us. The town board also passed a law in Wilton that specifies how solar farms are to be built last year. However, now, in 2024, Quaker Springs is requesting a zoning use variance to allow the project to proceed. The project is not in compliance with the solar law as designed. If this project is approved through a use variance, then all other solar projects will ask for the same variance, making the Wilton solar law unenforceable. That's our opinion. Also, I have heard that this project is now being submitted as a utility. This project is clearly a solar farm, as it was in 2023. The Wilton solar law is not, we don't feel it's a utility. The Wilton solar law should be the governing document over any solar farm built in Wilton, whether it's considered a utility, whatever you want to call it. That should be the governing document, we feel. I could go on. I'm going on. There are many other issues with building the Quaker Springs Nexus Norwood neighborhood. Fire. Norwood was designed, people are familiar with the Norwood neighborhood. It was designed to be private. Trees were kept in that neighborhood. Lots were built to smaller size, surrounded by large trees. So really, the neighborhood is a group of homes in a forest. Fundamentally, this forest extends right adjacent to the solar farm. We've had fires on solar farms in Watertown. If that fire were to break out into that forest, we have basically one contiguous forest over there. Our homes, the forest, and a solar farm right next to that forest. If that fire were to break out, it would spread quickly through that forest, right into the neighborhood, and would destroy many homes is our concern. Last but not least, Mr. O'Brien is the chairman of the zoning board.
Try to hold it in.
He's also one of the two owners of the property. We feel this is a major conflict of interest. He has recused himself. We fully expect the zoning board will act independently and ethically, as they have in the past. However, Mr. O'Brien's influence is still present. This will be an extremely significant and important ruling for the zoning board. Since it was the town board that initially rejected the project, then perhaps it is right that the town board should have the final say. If that's not possible or legal, then we feel Mr. O'Brien should permanently step down as the zoning board, from the zoning board before the Quaker Springs project is voted on. That's all I can say today. Thank you.
Ed, you can rest assured and take it to the bank. This board has your back and all the residents.
I realize that. I felt very comfortable saying this here, and I want you to know that the local neighbors are very active in this, and we're not backing down.
Good.
Thank you.
So we want to make a motion to approve May minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have a great young man here, Samuel Lemire, is an Eagle Scout. He did a great project for the town, and we're here to honor him. I'll read it, Sue.
Sure. Whereas Samuel Lemire is a member of the Boy Scout Troop 4024 of Wilton and recently achieved the rare distinction of the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas an Eagle Scout award honors the scout, his family, his troop, and his troop leaders. And whereas a Boy Scout is required to complete an Eagle Leadership Service project as part of qualifying for the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas Samuel Lemire planned and led a project to build 10 new picnic tables for the town of Wilton, Camp Saratoga. And whereas Samuel Lemire set his goal and coordinated volunteers, drafting building plans, procuring materials, and supervising construction. And whereas Samuel Lemire made sure several of the new picnic tables were ADA compliant and wheelchair accessible for all members of the public. And whereas it is fitting to recognize the unusual dedication and diligence exhibited by Samuel Lemire in attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. Therefore, be it proclaimed that the Wilton Town Board commends Samuel Lemire for his attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America, and be it further proclaimed that the town clerk forward a duly inscribed copy of this proclamation of commendation to Samuel Lemire.
Board members come down and get your picture.
We got 20 more picnic tables.
Mom and Dad, come up, get your picture, and then get the rest of the scouts up here too. All right?
Thank you. Oh, I passed it Push that way just a little bit. Ready?
You need to stand in the chair.
Show you the size heel I got on.
Samuel, keep up the great work. Good luck.
Thank you.
Samuel, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
As we all know, the 4th of July comes during the meeting time, so we have to change the meeting date. Somebody want to make a motion? You want to give us a date, Sue?
So we had talked about July 2nd, but when I spoke to council today, he's not available on the 2nd, but we may not necessarily need him depending on what the
We always
agenda
need
is.
him
We
here.
always need him, yeah.
He's gonna get holiday pay.
Or, was there, we could do it the following week?
Yes, that's fine.
I'm out of
What's
town
the
the
date?
following week, but
The
it's
following
fine.
week you are?
Yeah, Dance Nationals.
I'll make
My daughter.
decisions for Mark.
The 7th to the 14th. That's okay. I mean, I haven't missed a meeting in a few years, so.
It's up to the board, but it's more important, in my opinion, to have a town board member appear
So
that
do we
day.
want to go with the
It's up to you.
2nd?
That's fine.
Postpone
Okay.
Sorrow Lane.
Sorry, Mark.
It's gonna come back
All right.
that day.
The 2nd is what, a Tuesday?
June 2nd is a Tuesday?
July.
Or July?
July
2nd is a
2nd?
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what month we're in.
Looks like you get your holiday pay.
It is true.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. We set the meeting for July 2nd.
I'll
second.
Tuesday.
All in favor?
Mike,
Aye. Opposed? Carried. 7 Sorrow Lane.
7 Circle.
I don't believe in throwing anybody out of their home, so myself would like to give it a little more time.
do you have any receipts from the dump?
She doesn't live there.
Nobody lives there.
No.
She don't live there?
Oh, no. Nobody lives there.
Nobody lives at that address,
Place has
correct?
been empty for years.
Oh,
Where's
Yeah,
that?
yeah, she lives with her daughter next door.
Yeah.
Do you actually have any means or to be able to get this property cleaned up in a timely manner?
I'm trying to.
I know you're trying to, and you and I spoke after the last meeting.
can you afford help?
I can't really, that's the problem. If I've got volunteers, that's one thing, but as far as paying somebody,
Yeah, we can't really have volunteers on personal property, someone gets hurt.
Well, it's her property, she can get anybody
It's a
she wants
hazmat
there.
situation.
I've looked at it, and again, we discussed it afterwards. It's a big fire risk, especially now as it's getting really dry out. One match, that garbage, and there is other neighboring structures that aren't yours that would be greatly endangered if a fire was to break out. Just by looking at the pictures, the way everything is piled up, you would have to get in there with some sort of machine if it was on fire to separate, because at this point, as a fire chief, I can't put my firefighters in, because their health and safety would be at risk if we tried to make a fire stop on this. All right, and I don't want to be a bad guy, but something really needs to be done, because the neighbor's house, there's a barn, you can see the roof of the barn just the other side of the pile of stuff here, and there's woods in between. And as the gentleman from Nola Drive was saying, fire starts, it goes quickly, especially as it gets drier. And this has been an ongoing issue for a while. It's not like it happened, it's been happening over years. Unfortunately, you should have been doing this over the years, and then not when we have to force you to do it. I know.
Ended up sick, not even knowing what was wrong.
Right. Yeah, but unfortunately, let's be honest, you don't have the capabilities physically or financially to do this on your own. Correct?
The house is uninhabitable? What is your, what's your intent with the property?
The house is the same inside as outside.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, get it all cleaned up.
So the intent is to reuse the house?
I don't know, I want to have someone come in, a contractor.
Didn't we look at it?
Eventually, and look at it and see.
Can't get into the house right now.
Right.
The last time I was in it, they were starting to remove stuff and the floors were rough.
So,
Can you get into the house as well as you can that blue van from the photo?
so
The house is uninhabitable. Right.
And again, from a fire medic point of view, I am the fire chief for that particular area. If that house was to start on fire, I cannot put firemen in that house because somebody will lose their life. If we have to sit and monitor, it's going to be difficult to protect the properties. The house that you live in next door, your daughter's house, is only about 40 feet away from that house. That's going to be in great danger of going up in fire as well, as is the gentleman's barn that's behind it. And just the radiant heat from your structure to the property to the, I'm going to say west.
Now, when you say barn, what barn is that?
There is, through the woods, and the pictures here, you can see there's an older barn in behind these trees. If the fire was to get into those woods right there, that barn, it's an older barn. It's very dry, and it will,
There was a barn there anyway.
well, sometimes you gotta look through the woods to see. I've gone all,
Are you talking about the one that's sitting on my property where it's all fallen down? That's been that way.
no, there's a structure, if you're looking at your property, on the left, rear left, there's almost like a story and a half older garage barn. That's, I believe it's a property owner just before you come down Sorrow Lane. I got great concern.
Are you talking about the great big garage, three-car garage?
Might be a three-car garage. It's in the trees, but anyways, you don't have the financial means or the physical capability of cleaning this property, correct?
Well, I can, as far as physically, I can keep trying at it, yes.
Right, but not in
I will get it done.
not in a timely manner.
But not as far as financially, hiring somebody to get in and do it, no.
So am I to understand everything on the outside of this that I'm looking at is trash? There's nothing worth saving out here?
It's bags of garbage.
Or is it stuff that you plan on just picking and choosing what you're gonna keep and what you're gonna throw away?
No, I've been putting things in storage totes and been trying, and finally I got somebody to call me back for a storage unit to put them in.
So you're
I can make a decision.
picking and choosing what's good and what's not?
Yeah, I've been taking everything out of there
So
that I feel is not good and getting rid of it. And then as far as the storage totes, I'm gonna, as soon as I can get someone to get back to me, put it in storage unit.
It's gonna require like a 40-yard dumpster. And if you're, but to put a 40-yard dumpster there, if you're not willing to fill the 40-yard dumpster, it's not gonna do any good. So we're basically, all we're doing, we're just buying time month after month, and it's to the town and to the neighbors, and to Dwayne's point, we'd love to help you, but can't help you if you're not, you know. If
This
it's,
has been years in the building, so anything that might be good, probably.
if I was to,
spoiled by now.
on my own and not through the town, drop a 40-yard dumpster there, would it get filled in 30 days?
Oh, if you put a dumpster, what are you saying? If
A
you're-
40-yard, then I'll put it at my expense. My company will do it. Will you fill it in 30 days?
I would use it that way, yeah, as long as I wasn't going to bill for it, because I wouldn't have the money to pay for it.
That isn't what he asked you.
I'm not,
If the town cleans up the site,
no, I'm willing, my company's willing to have a dumpster put at that site. But I asked you earlier, if you're gonna pick through and find out what's good and bad, that's not gonna do me any good, because all it's gonna be is a waste of my money, waste of my time, and I'm just not into that. I'd rather give it to somebody else in the community that could actually use it. If you're willing to fill it up, because a 40-yard dumpster will take everything I'm seeing and call somebody and have the car towed away. Don't pick through it, just have it towed away. It's obvious it's been there. You haven't used anything in it in 2 years, you're not going to. Have it towed away and fill
Somebody will
that
pay you for
dumpster.
that car.
But the contents of the house has to be cleaned up.
Correct,
too.
that dumpster will be there, and if it's not filled in 30 days, I'll just have them remove it, and then we're gonna tear the place down. That's what I can offer you. But in 30 days, if you don't waste my money or my time, or, because like I said, there's other people in the town that could use my help, and that's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping the community. I will do it if you can sit here and promise me that you will do your best to fill that thing up with what's on the outside of that house and what's on the inside of that house, so we can just move forward.
Is this legal, Mark?
Well, I'm not.
Not as a board member,
That's
I'm
what
talking as
Right.
my company.
Right. I'm not here to counsel them.
Town resident, town resident.
My company will pay for the dumpster if you can, and again, if you don't have it filled in the 30 days when we come back here in July, I'm just gonna have the dumpster taken out, and then we're just gonna move forward to the next step, which is not a good step. But if you feel you can't do it, just save me the aggravation.
That includes all the contents of the house and the
40-yard
yard
dump, yeah.
and any structures around.
If she can fill that dumpster,
And then
I mean, you can't heap it over, obviously, but
You got all the structures, sheds and everything that are on your property, it has to be all cleaned out.
well, I have vinyl sheds that are not put together.
that's fine.
Yeah, no. But if you have a standing structure.
There's gonna be
standing
plenty of
structure with
room in
stuff
that.
it.
Maybe that.
Right, a 40-yarder?
Yes, that's not a good condition.
That's what I'm willing to do. If you're willing to, but I don't want to waste my time or energy, please. And I don't want to waste this board's energy anymore either. They want to just come, they want to move on, condemning it, and it's still going to be your burden, even if it's condemned. I believe it comes back on you no matter what. So this is a great opportunity
I
to,
will not be able to pay anybody for anything.
no, it'll be a lien against the property.
And
I
I'm going to
mean,
end up with no place to live.
it'll end up a lien against the property.
You currently
You don't have a house to live in
Yeah, but you can't
because
live
it's
there.
full of garbage.
Nobody can live there.
And structurally, my understanding is the house
Even if
is
it's
not
empty,
inhabitable.
is it even safe to go inside the house and take the garbage out of it? If the floors are all rotted?
You'd have to see the floor. The floors that were exposed the last time we tried to clean up were rotted and needed to be replaced. The subfloor was rotted.
And that doesn't even have stuff piled on
Out the
it.
back door.
It was all the way into the kitchen. That was.
Do you think if the house gets cleaned out, is it inhabitable? So it's gotta come down anyway. So it's a moot point. It's just
And
really,
the owner doesn't have the resources to do that work, which she's told us, so. Right. So if,
I mean, if I got to that point and got it cleaned out, and could I get to the point where I could sell it to, like, house flippers?
You could sell it right now.
Sell it after
You
you
could sell
sell
it
it
right
now.
now.
They'd buy it now more than they'd buy it when it's clean.
So, just what, maybe both, Mark, you and council can help me with this. So if we move to condemn the property, have it cleaned and demolished, the town will pay for that, correct?
It'd be a tax lien.
And there will be a lien for the,
After 60 days, so
after 60
it's
days.
30 days to clean up the property. At that point, we have to contract.
Yep.
So it's 60 days, I believe I have to go to the law.
It is.
I think it's 60, she gets 60 days to get it all done.
To get, basically, to get out what she wants to keep. And then it's just,
Clean it up.
Clean it up.
yeah. But it's gotta come down
It's not
anyway.
completed within 60 days, so we go in and hire a contractor to do it.
Well, why don't we start that ball rolling? She gets it done in 60 days and the ball stops rolling.
Yep.
Like I said, if you want to move forward with the dumpster idea, that's great. If you can do that, and then
That could be done within the 60 days, we get the ball rolling, and
there's a problem coming back and giving a
if it's done within the 60 days, we just...
Well, we could essentially stop it, or no, if she does fill that dumpster. I mean, if she fills it, I'll put another one there, I don't even care.
Well, I think that'd be Mark's
Well, I
judgment
think
to see
we-
what gets done the next 30 to 60 days.
We'll get the ball rolling.
Where we-
That sets
where
60
we go.
days to get stuff done. And if there's no progress, we move forward. If there's significant progress, we can slow it down.
So do you understand what they're saying?
Within 30 days, yes.
It's got to start with it.
Is that, I mean, that's as fair as we can be. I mean,
It's not done in 60. Can she get an extension?
Yes. If it's a good,
I will get that coordinated tomorrow, or maybe Monday. I'm not sure where you're gonna get these things,
we'll
but
just need that motion.
it would be nice if,
Call county. County Waste has the 40
yeah,
yarders.
it would be nice if the van was out of the way, they could put it right where the van is.
Who does she
You
call
could
for the
call
van?
Johnson's Crusher and they'd buy that vehicle from you. Johnson's Crusher up on Ballard Road. You want to make some other type motion?
Is this feasible? I mean, you want to move forward with that? I just want to, I don't want to waste my time or energy, that's all. If you're willing to do it, I'm willing to help. All right.
All right, well, I'm going to make a motion that we continue to move forward with the demolition, all right? Part of that motion is you have 60 days. Within that 60 days, you're going to have to make significant improvements from today. Significant improvements.
You'll have a dumpster there.
If you don't, providing a dumpster is there. If you do not make significant progress where the building inspector is comfortable, we will, the 60 days is when the demolish thing takes effect. If you make significant improvements during that 60 days, we can extend it a little bit. Okay, am I correct, counsel? Okay, so here's going to be my motion.
Why don't you throw in the next 2 town board meetings, July 2nd and August 1st? Maybe we can get
Yeah,
information
we'll
back
get a
at
review in
those
30
meetings.
days.
Mark's
Yeah.
going to be giving us updates in progress.
So 30
She
days, we're
knows
going to
the
review it.
dates.
In 60 days, we're going to take over
So,
if there's nothing done.
so the property has been posted unfit for human occupancy. Commencement to the removal of the house and cleanup of the property shall commence within 30 days and shall be completed within 60 days thereafter. And that's as of today's date. Unless for good cause shown, such time shall be extended. In the event cleanup and removal are not commenced and completed as set forth above, the town of Wilton, the town board will order to demolish and removal of the structure and clean up the property and the assets, assesses all expenses thereof against the land on which it is located, and institute a special process to collect the costs of demolition, including legal expenses. All right?
That's your motion?
She'll be provided with that.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Highway garage building and stormwater quality improvement consultant selection. You want to talk about that?
So, Mike Monroe, Highway Superintendent, we've been talking about a truck wash bay for his vehicles. This would be part of it, and also part of this would be improvements to the town complex stormwater. There's new regulations and requirements. We will have to make improvements at some point. So I figure let's put these together because they're of similar nature. Requested 5 consultants to provide qualifications. There's a committee that reviewed them. They selected 2 that are interesting candidates. And I would ask that the board, we select 2 of them to move forward with a scope and fee proposal to see what scope would be for them to do the work and what their fees would be. And then probably next month we'll select one of them to move forward. Part of this is I'd like to get this done this year, especially just the stormwater, because if we don't use the ARPA funds, if we don't have them dedicated in contract by December of this year, we'll lose that money.
You know, the state's made all these stormwater, they've changed things and made them a lot tougher, and we should follow the law if we expect other people to.
So we'll move forward with that particular piece, a phase of this project, and then the garage and everything else will work into it as we move forward.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Are you going to name?
Yeah, so
Okay.
2 firms will be Barton LaJudas and McLaren Engineering Group.
So Aaron, you made that motion?
Yes, ma'am.
And
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Request to bid highway direct application system. That's that bronze system we've talked about?
Yes.
Okay.
just need to
The one that's not here yet?
approve the request to bid.
2 years ago?
Supposed to be coming,
It's on the way.
hoping this fall.
It's been 2 years, right?
Somebody want to make a motion?
It'll be 2 years this fall, yeah.
Years.
Wow.
So what is this?
9.
The branding system.
To get a different one?
This is the chassis unit that would roll on, it's, truck basically is a roll-off, so this would be an attachment to go on the truck for water, for paving operations, and for brine, the sprayer bar, for direct application from the truck.
So it's pretty much, it'll be used all year.
Multiple uses.
Multiple uses and-
Brine thing, yeah, this tank system is just for the brine, for water, for paving.
For paving,
The
yeah.
truck itself would be used for
Yeah.
other things, yes.
We want to make a motion?
Request a bid.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Set public hearing for proposed local law number 2 of 2024, removal of unlawful occupants from dwellings. You know, a lot of people in the state moving in, people on vacation, taking their homes over. This will protect our residents. So we have that for
Make a motion.
public hearing. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion. Is that going to be the July
2nd at
2nd?
7 p.m.
Right.
Mark, are you able to review that local law? Any questions, changes,
Yeah, I'm good.
concerns? What's that?
I don't understand it.
Oh.
There's a bunch of stuff in it that seems very peculiar, I guess, including the affidavit that was required by the local law, requires somebody to waive any claims against any of the law enforcement personnel, no matter what the law enforcement personnel do, literally no matter what they do. That seems very bizarre to me, and a lot of the other provisions seem a little odd. I don't understand the purpose of the law, and I don't understand the need for the law, but that's policy stuff for you all. If at the public hearing you decide you want to move forward, at the very least, I'll recommend removal of some of the waiver provisions, because I doubt they could ever be enforced, and understood them as they're written. Sheriff basically, I mean, this would never happen. I'm a big supporter of law enforcement, but as they're written, sheriffs could start gunning people down and there'd be no liability against them whatsoever. It's very peculiarly written. Very peculiar.
Well, you can't do nothing, the way the laws are wrote today, the people are staying in people's houses for a year.
I don't really understand that. I'm familiar with people that have had trespassers and called...
Well, I always thought there was a trespassing law, but I guess that don't work
There's such a
no
thing as
more.
criminal trespass.
Right, I thought there was, but I don't think
People
there
that
is.
have called sheriff's offices had sheriff's offices visit their properties.
And they can't do nothing.
Trespassers and prosecute. So I'm just being candid, I don't understand it.
I'm
So how are they getting around it?
not 100% sure either. But is this like, is it a squatter? Like,
It's a squatter.
To prevent squatters?
Prevent squatters.
I know we've had one case in the town, at the Paddocks, a gentleman was renting one of the apartments. He vacated and left. His friends moved in, and the Paddock couldn't evict them. Even though the lease was up, they weren't
But it
leases.
took years to do it.
Well, it actually took a fire in the apartment to get them evicted, but yeah, the apartment ended up being condemned because of the fire. That was the only way that, because they didn't have a lease, he didn't have to provide them more living space.
Mike, would you explain your story?
I can.
It also says somewhere else.
I have multiple properties in the city of Saratoga, and I have approximately 15 to 18 different tenants. And just recently, I have gotten a call that one of the apartments that was up for rent, people moved in. They happen to be people that wanted to look at the apartment days earlier. So we got there, called the Saratoga police. They pulled up, explained it to them. They cannot do anything. You must go to the Saratoga Sheriff's Department only because that is automatically a civil violation, not a criminal one. So my first words were, well, they can steal your car, it's criminal. They're stealing a house. They said strictly, the Sheriff's Department only because it's a civil matter. It's a tenant against the landlord, even though they're not tenants. Luckily enough, we were able to get them out right away. But the local police department will not help, or at least the Saratoga Spring, must go to the Sheriff's Department. Now, these people
But they could be arrested for trespassing.
if you have signs up that say no trespassing, if you don't have a sign up that says no loitering, no trespassing, no, then that's for them, that's in their favor, not yours.
Mark.
Okay, so that's another thing. Just like on your property here, you own 2-3 acres. People come in there, if you have posted signs, it's illegal. If you don't, nobody can.
I mean, I've had people arrested on my property for trespassing without trespassing signs.
Yeah, well, that's what they'll tell.
Without signs.
Right.
Now, if somebody drives through my property on a four-wheeler and they get hurt crossing over and there's no signs, then
There's no signs,
that's a different matter.
Correct.
But
I'm just...
somebody to walk on my property, I could have them removed for trespassing.
But we were lucky enough to get them out instantly. But I was advised that we went about it the wrong way, number one. And number two, if the sheriffs did get involved, it would take approximately 30 days minimum to get them out, even though they were only there for a day and a half. So that's something nobody should be, subject to at all. So I feel something like this, really should be in place in all towns, everywhere.
Yeah,
But
like Mark's comments first.
I know how I'd handle it, but that's me.
I know how I handle it. Well, that's how it has to get done, unfortunately, but then you get in trouble.
With Mark's comments so far and the
Did you look at the
legality,
one from the county?
Pardon me?
Did you look at the one from the county?
Yes, sir.
if
What'd you think of that
we
one?
can get a
They're almost
review.
identical. I don't think I'm being very clear. I apologize. I am not in a position to tell this board, don't do it. All I'm saying is the laws both from the town that you provided us and the county, they're very, very unusual. There's a lot of extremely unusual language in them, especially, again, I'm a huge supporter of law enforcement, the blanket waiver of any liability.
Can you look at it and maybe make some changes for next month?
I can if you like, but then it's not going to look exactly like what you...
That's all right.
That's
Just
okay.
what
We want it to look exactly
Rather
what
look
would
more
you feel
common
good
sense.
about?
I guess you're going to have to be here next month now.
I can't...
Well, but you could send us an update, like a red line version
Yeah.
for us to kind of look at and
I'm happy to do what
review.
you said, I just can't be here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Just do what
Thank
you do
you.
best.
Apparently, I forgot how to count.
That red pen.
Where am I?
We're at...
I'll help you write it.
Sarah Boat.
Park and Recreation Commission appointment, that this is who the commission recommends. I know her well, I've known her a long time, Sarah Bogardus. Don't hold that against her. 6/6/2024 to 12/31/2027. We need a motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint Ms. Regardus to the Recreation, Park and Rec Commission.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah.
Carried. Zoning Board of Appeals appointment,
Table that one. Number 100. Oh, no, not that.
Chris Iwinski, is that how you say it?
It is.
6/6/2024, 12/31/2027.
He was an alternate moving
was.
into the
Right,
seat
he
now.
took
Yeah.
Palfrey's
Mental
spot.
health
Amended.
position. Yep.
Yeah, and she's moving to the planning. Yeah, great.
I'll make a motion to approve Chris Nowinski's appointment to the ZBA.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Gonna go to 15, audited financial statement. You all seen it?
Yes.
Maria, I thought you did an excellent job.
Yeah, just, because of my background, I pour over those kinds of things, and there's always a critical statement you look for in an audited financial statement, and that is that the data supplied by the town is consistent with the actual performance of the community and our financial status, and it's a clean audit. So, as always, Maria did a real nice job on it. And to say that our auditors are thorough in their analysis is an understatement.
You want to make a motion to accept it?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Committee reports?
I'd like to thank PAC 24 for helping with the flags on the cemeteries for Memorial Day. It was a young group, and I appreciated it very much.
Let's send them a thank you letter. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys saw my email. No one responded. No, about the short-term rental. I was in a meeting at the county, and they were talking, the governor has tasked the legislature with coming up with a statewide short-term rental law because they want the sales tax. Sure. And the Senate and the Assembly are like, could not be farther apart. So rather than trying to see what we were going to do, I'm kind of waiting to see what they're going to do. Because if it now becomes a tax issue, whether it's a bed tax, sales tax, the transfer of a personal property to a commercial property, I mean, it's going to be a circus, so.
I was told that if towns or cities don't have one, when the state gets theirs done, you gotta use the states. Is that true?
I did not hear that. I don't know if this state would supersede the county, like the county or the towns, because it's more of a sales tax issue.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can tell them no.
Yeah, but I think in relation
I'll find out
to...
more next, I'll find out more next Tuesday.
Anyways, no matter what, if we did it on our own.
But we should be able to pass legislation as far as rules of conduct and stuff like that. and
Well, it's already in our,
tax enforcement.
that's already in our zoning code though, right?
It is something, but it's not,
They should be getting it up within 30 days.
it's easily.
Not enforceable.
Yeah.
Correct.
The, so I was talking with...
Do you need a bigger badge?
I was talking with Tom Lewis. Tom Lewis, the chair of
Yeah.
the County Planning Board. You guys are on the IDA board,
Yeah,
right?
that's, yeah.
He was saying that the village of Lake George has been going through this process for years now, and that they know what they've done in the past that didn't work, and the things that they've amended and changed that are more effective now. So he said, if you're going to look at a model, for, as Dwayne had said, behaviorally, all the things that, should be done, that might be a good model for us to use as a base.
Perfect. I'll see him on Tuesday.
Just so you know, it's highly unlikely that he means the village of Lake George. I would be Tom Lewis.
Oh, maybe it's the town?
Yeah, it's probably, I suspect he's referring to the town of Lake George.
Gotcha.
The town of Queensbury also has one.
That one, yeah.
I think you had that one.
I did have that one. That, Warwick, and another one is where I drafted the initial one off of. But the town of Lake George?
I don't know, I've not discussed it with Tom Lewis, but I don't think the village of Lake George has much of one. And that's not the one that's touted as being very successful.
Right, yeah, because, I mean, the village is principally
I'll see him on
commercial.
Tuesday, I'll ask him.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they're all hotels mostly.
Right.
I mean, I think we should get some enforcement power somehow through our legislation, and obviously some rules and regs to protect neighborhoods in town.
One of
Oh,
the
I
key-
agree.
Protect our residents.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for
Peace and quiet neighborhoods. One other committee item, Ryan and I were talking on the phone earlier in the week about the work that the LA Group's doing on the parcel on Northern Pines Road. We're planning a trail fishing station and all. When are we supposed to get a report plan?
So DEC, they mapped the wetlands on the parcel, and they are confirming them with DEC staff.
Okay.
To make sure that's legit wetland areas, they'll map it,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna invite the town to walk it and pick a
Okay.
location.
All right. They give you a time frame, or is it at DEC's?
Probably, yeah.
State, right? The state, right?
I would suspect weeks.
I don't know what you mean, Mr.
Or not
Supervisor.
months.
Thanks.
You want to talk about Park Day?
So, June 22nd, Community Day, still on, 11 to 5. A lot of stuff, I think Nancy's got it all up on the website, everything that's involved. And I'd like to take this time to thank Nancy for her hard work in making this event possible.
She did work hard.
She definitely put her blood, sweat, and tears into it, so a special thanks on that.
On Davison Drive from Storts going down, we hit that bend is power pole number 6. We asked National Grid to put a light up there, and it should be done within 30 days. Anybody got anything else?
She missed all the comments she didn't know.
Sure. I'm sorry.
We gotta do karaoke now.
Name and address.
Oh, my name's Patty Kelly, I live at 229 Jones Road. So, sorry, I'm nervous.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, your last Kenny?
Patty?
Patty.
Kelly?
Kelly.
Okay. So I'm sure some people know that I'm directly across from Jody Lane. So I'm right 2 doors down from the drug zone school. And I've lived there like 15 years. Been on my fifth mailbox. I lost 2 pets and almost got hit by a car. And just the other day, as I pulled out of my driveway, about 2 minutes later, a car passed me. And I was going to work, so it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And the week before that, I saw a car pass another car right in front of the school. And I've been there long, a pretty good amount of time. I'm not much of a complainer. I get frustrated. And I don't think it's getting any worse now. I'm not saying that because of the roundabout or anything like that. I'm hoping that something is done about the traffic. Because, the other, just before the winter, someone drove up over my lawn. And it's definitely one of these things where they're coming past the school, and someone's probably about to turn onto Jody Lane, or they didn't have their blinker on, or I'm not sure. But the person behind them didn't notice, maybe on their phone, and they just fly over my lawn. And it happened.
Yeah, rear-ended there.
And this time, it really dug into the lawn. And then somebody
My fireman got run over there.
left like a lawyer note on my front door, which I didn't see for a couple of weeks. It must have fallen off, and then I found it in a plant box. But, it's just all the time. And I'm just wondering, what our choice.
One of my firemen was directing traffic, had an accident there, and the lady coming out of the one Jody Lane did not want to wait for him, and she literally ran over his leg to go past him, right in front of your house.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got rear-ended turning onto Jody Lane
I will
from the school zone. From the school zone, that's supposed to be 30.
Maybe.
I will contact the state police and sheriff's department to patrol it. We have a town deputy. I will get him on it to patrol that
Item in the
more.
little trail going back
in
behind
the
Gavin.
water tower.
There you go.
Okay?
I didn't know if I should call you or the police. I called the other day and they suggested it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, right, thank you.
It's good
Right,
for
we
us.
hear about it.
Good for us to know.
We'll get on it.
Yep.
I'll call
It's a
And you did great,
First
no
thing in
reason
the
to be
morning.
nervous.
Concrete mailboxes.
Oh, God.
I like the wood when it's pretty.
I know.
Yeah.
Fill it with concrete. You'll get the person that hit
I
it.
don't want to get somebody to get hurt either.
You'll get the person that hit it.
What if it's a plow?
Yeah.
Well, if it's the plow, then we think Mike take care.
Well, someone just, like, it might have been a plow once, because one day I just came and said it had been replaced, so that might have been.
That's county.
Oh, it got replaced? It was
Well,
replaced?
I replaced it a few times myself,
Yeah.
but twice it was replaced by the people.
That was the plow.
That might be-
Maybe.
If it was mysteriously replaced, that was us.
Once was
Yeah.
mysterious, at another time, I had the accident. Well, actually,
Yeah.
twice.
My mom lives under their pines, and at least once a year, her mailbox goes down.
No, the one on Davison Drive, I think is the one that I
Mine
used
has
to put
never
that
been
thing.
hit, Mike.
I actually put that mailbox in a 5-gallon bucket because I got tired of putting them up.
That's on my lawn. I did that first, and then I...
Bill would call me, I go,
Just flip it like a spring thing, so that
I'm really more worried because I know you guys are talking about putting in a sidewalk. So my concern is, you know, the next time it's going to be a person.
Yeah.
And thankfully it hasn't been yet,
Knock on wood.
All right, you know.
you know, but if there's
we'll
a
get some,
sidewalk, then people are going to think...
we'll certainly get some
Yeah.
patrol out there. That usually stops them. I think we should just buy some old, like, sheriff cars and state trooper cars and just park them. They don't even need to run.
I can get hold of my fire guys. They can run them out there.
They don't even need to run. We just park them in like certain areas and.
They used to do that in U-turns.
Exactly.
Yeah. They do have learned.
Yeah, you stick an old cop car in there.
Yeah, and actually,
Do it on the highway.
people have a...
Why don't we stick a real cop car in
It
there?
looks like a cop car by model, and they sit there and they hold a hairdryer out the window. They think it's the our gun.
You're dating yourself. They don't have those anymore.
Anybody else got anything? I'd like to go executive session about a board appointment, one of our
Make a
boards.
motion.
I'd like to have somebody make a motion.
I'll make a motion to go in session.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I turned 30 for the second time.
Somebody want to make a motion, come out of executive session?
I'll make the motion. We come out of executive session.
Second?
Oh, second, I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Out of the group here.
Aye.
We're there and go potty?
I believe she got kidneys of small stature.
That's what happens when you get older.
Thank you for speaking, Mark.
I'm just happy I had to get up to tonight.
Thank you for speaking, Ryan.
Joe okay, or? Is Joe? Is he okay?
Oh,
Yeah, what's going on with
Oh, no, something happened, so.
I don't want to tell her business.
Okay, that's cool.
He was dizzy and
Yeah, like a month ago, he had.
he got a blood test. The doctor called him, told him to go to the hospital. Well, then he might have vertigo.
Another
So based on this application process, I mean, we're gonna make an appointment on the ZBA.
Yep.
And
Tell me the one.
Scott's application's been in for a year, and I'm not taking from any other applicant, but.
They all did a good job.
Yeah.
You making a motion?
I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Scott to that ZBA, and hopefully we can keep the other two applicants in our file for
We
the next
will.
available.
We will.
And I actually thought we had someone, but then they rescinded, so we'll see how far that goes.
There's a second?
Just keep your application, and
I'll second.
Who seconded?
Is there a second?
I can. I will.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
Thank you, and we'll keep your application in.
Yes.
Somebody want to make a motion for adjournment?